Hey y'all, I have collaborated with some dear friends today. Stay tuned and find out what we're doing, what we're going to be talking about, and who my special friends are. I am Miss Katie. Welcome to Heritage Ways. This is the channel and the brand where we honor home, celebrate heritage, and spread hope. Now, I like to do that best of all when it involves food and kitchen talk, y'all. So here we go. The collaboration is called Mix and Go Pantry Mixes. And I've collaborated with 3 ladies whom I love so very much. I've met all of them in person. I'm very, very grateful that I have been able to do that. Very blessed. And the first one is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, A Good Life Farm. Now, this lady is knowledgeable. She is precious. I just love her so much. And I was so thankful to be able to meet her at the Homesteaders of America conference last October in Front Royal, Virginia. And since then, she has been such an encouragement and an inspiration to me as someone who is a real life friend, although she was that before we met as well. But it was just a joy to talk to her in person. She has a blog. She has a new channel too, and I'm going to link that down below. I don't want to confuse you as far as which channels are in the collaboration, but I'm going to link her new channel and her new website and blog down below as well. So all these names of these ladies and their channels are going to be listed down below in the description box. So check that. In alphabetical order, next is Miss Lori from Whippoorwill Holler. Now, some of you may already know about her channel and Constance's and the next ladies I'm going to mention to you, and I hope you do know. I have met Miss Lori in person on 2 occasions, and it's just such a joy to know her and to call her my friend as well. We have done some videos together, and she's just a hoot, y'all. I love being with her and laughing so much. So make sure that you are subscribed to all of these ladies' channels and our channel, of course, and hit the bell so that you get notifications and you'll know when new videos come up. So the next channel is Miss Vickie from Vickie's Country Home. Love this lady so dearly. I've met her in person as well. Actually, the first time I met Miss Lori, I also met Miss Vickie at a meetup in Arkansas. And she's just a dear lady, a dear friend of mine. And she also, all these ladies have been an inspiration and an encouragement. So Constance and Lori and Vickie and I are all collaborating on this mixes collaboration. Pantry mixes. It's all about pantry mixes. Today is the introduction to the collaboration. The next 2 Saturdays are going to be videos on all 4 of our channels about pantry mixes. Not necessarily spice mixes. They could be any kind of mixes. Rice mixes or muffin mixes or pancake or cake or whatever. You'll have to stay tuned to find out, but you're going to get a lot of recipes and ideas by following this collaboration loop for the next 2 Saturdays. Make sure you share with your friends who enjoy cooking and all things kitchen and home. I want to let you know that all of these ladies, including myself, have pantry tour videos out on their YouTube channel. So between now and next Saturday, take time to go out and check out those pantry tour videos. Now, mine is my pantry tour of my previous farmhouse. So I want you to check that out because I'm going to have another farmhouse, Lord willing, in the next, I don't know, year at least, I hope. So go ahead and check that out. I'm working on a pantry tour video of my small kitchen. But I also have a tour of the spice mixes that I've made. I've got a playlist of spice mixes and that you could check out. Also, I believe these other 3 ladies have all kinds of recipes already on their YouTube channels about spice mixes and all kinds of things. So you go ahead and spend time checking out those videos between now and next Saturday. I want to give you just a couple of tips to take with you as you go and leave this video to go explore the other ladies' videos. I want to encourage you that I feel like the most economical and economical way to buy spices and things to make your mixes is to buy in bulk. Now, someone else might say, well, the most economical way is to buy at discount stores, such as, you know, Dollar Tree or whatever. That's fine. If that's what you do, that's what you feel like is the best, that's fine. I have access to bulk stores, happen to be run by my Amish friends in Ohio. I also have bought bulk spices from other places as we've traveled around, but they are typically run by Mennonite or Amish folks. So I buy in bulk. Even in my tiny home, I currently do live in an RV, but like I mentioned a minute ago, we are, Lord willing, going to be settling down sooner than later into our next farmhouse. That would be our third homestead. So I buy in bulk and I store in glass jars. Here's a half a gallon. I store in 1 gallon jars that you'll see in the farmhouse pantry video. And then these little jars, so it depends on what you need, what size you need. But I store in glass jars. Also, I love labels. I think labels are fun and important. They can be simple, or they can be handwritten. They can be, I typed this poultry seasoning out and I just used scrapbook paper. Hey, if you're not into the decorative stuff, that's fine, but this gives me joy and peace, and I love labeling all my spices. If you wonder how I have so many spices in my tiny home, check out the video about that. Another thing I want to tell you is ground cloves specifically, you don't need to store it. You get them in the little thin plastic containers in bulk food stores. It will start to burn and thus eat away at that plastic, actually burn and melt it. And so you want to get it in glass as soon as you can, and you don't, you want to try not to store it with a metal ring, because it could corrode it. Now, this isn't the same kind of metal ring that this is. So I store my cloves or anything that has cloves in it with a ring that's not going to corrode. Like I have my apple and pumpkin pie spice, and so I have this new Ball, these lids from Ball. Had to put my glasses on. They are the PBA free, and I love them so very much. The Ball lids for this. So there are just a few tips. Buy in bulk. Make sure you get your cloves put in glass jars as soon as possible. Invest in glass jars. You can find them at Goodwill, at thrift stores. End of canning season at discount stores or big box stores, but invest in glass jars. It's reusable. That way you're not having to use plastic, which is going to leach into your spice mixes as well. But like I said, this collaboration is not necessarily spice mixes. You're going to want to tell your friends. You're going to want to make sure you tune in for the next 2 Saturdays at 7 o'clock Central Time to Cosmopolitan Cornbread, A Good Life Farm, Whippoorwill Holler YouTube channel, Vickie's Country Home YouTube channel, and of course here at Heritage Ways as well. We just want you to be encouraged. Mixes are not just for farms and homesteading people, but they are also for busy city moms who work all day, every day, and come home and need something quick. So mixes are for any homemaker, any cook who wants a mix and go kind of meal, or an at the ready, healthy, with not a lot of junky preservatives. I'm very excited about it, and I hope you are too. You know, one thing I find fascinating, and I mentioned spices, but I just had to mention this to y'all today. I was reading the other day about spices in the Bible. Do you realize how important spices are. I know I mentioned spice mixes, and this collaboration is not just about spice mixes, but I was reading, and spices, y'all should just do a study on spices. Just do a search on spices in Scripture, especially, well, Old and New Testament, but Old Testament is what I was studying. And they were so valued and honored, and a symbol of prestige and wealth. Not to mention the fact that spices were used, of course, to prepare a body for burial. And our King Jesus's body was, the ladies were going to, on Easter morning, they were headed to what we call Easter morning. They were headed to the tomb with the spices they had purchased, and when they found that he had risen. But can I read to you just what I was reading just the other day? It's in 1 Kings, and it's when Queen of Sheba had heard about Solomon's wisdom, and she said, well, I'm going to go find out about this and see if it's all that. And it was all that, and she ended up showering him with so many gifts, and spices were one of them. Let's see, 1 Kings, this is so exciting. 1 Kings 10 talks about her visit to see him, but verse 10 says, and then she gave the king 120 talents of gold and spices in great quantity and precious stones. There never again came such abundance of spices as the Queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. I mean, guys, this is the wisest man on earth. God imparted that wisdom into his heart and to his mind. And she wanted to show her appreciation because she came to him with all of these questions, and he answered them, it says. And then she responded with heaps and heaps of spices that it says, what's it say? Came such abundance of spices as there never again came such abundance of spices. So don't take for granted what you have at your fingertips and your hands to create things for your family, to show them you love them, to improve their health and to enhance their health. Spices, isn't that so amazing that we have that ready at our fingertips? I will see you at this collaboration next Saturday. Make sure you go and check out all the other ladies' channels. Bye, y'all. Tell you about those dear ladies and their channels that I've collaborated with to share this. I don't know the name of the collaboration. What is the name of the collaboration? I don't remember.